All right, this video is going to be explaining everything that I was doing to lose 15 pounds, lose 4 inches off my waist without starving myself while I was in school, while I was working an 11-hour job where I was driving 40 minutes to the job and I was driving 40 minutes back home, which was taking like 14 hours out of my whole day. Doesn't matter. Still was hitting my fitness goals while I was in school, while I was working that job where I barely had any time to allocate to hit my fitness goals. And I've still gotten leaner, still built more muscle while I was working that job, while I was in school, and I'm gonna explain everything that I was doing. I'm the strongest I've ever been right now. I have the most muscle that I ever have right now. I feel the best, have the most energy, have the most testosterone from the diet that I have, from the things that I'm doing, my lifestyle and everything. But I'm gonna explain everything I was doing my whole day to day. So my wake up time stayed consistent. When I would go to school, I would wake up at like 6 a.m. I would have to go to school, be at school at like 8. And when I was working that job, I would have to drive 40 minutes. So I had to wake up even earlier before I would get there because I would have to get there at like 5. So when I was working that job, I would wake up at like 3:30 a.m. 3:30 a.m. and like 4:15, somewhere around there. First few days I woke up at like 3:30, but as soon as I wake up, go. Now that I'm not working that job anymore, now I have more time for myself. But when I was at that job, I would be walking a lot faster in the morning because the job was outside and I was walking a lot. But now, since I'm not in that job anymore, so when I go all in on my business, what I'm doing now is as soon as I wake up 6 a.m., I hydrate, take a cold shower, then I instantly start walking. I hit a few thousand steps fasted. My goal every day is to get like 10,000 steps fasted, but you don't have to get that much fasted. When I was in school, I was only getting like 4,000 steps fasted in the morning before I ate. And right now, since I don't want to be hungry all day after eating all my food, I just fast till like 12 p.m., 1 p.m., some days 3 p.m., 4 p.m. And that's pretty easy for me without starving myself because I'm not really a big eater and I just drink a lot of water while during the day. I have like a half-gallon water bottle, but I just drink a lot of water during the day because most of the time your body mistakes hunger for thirst. So if you don't drink a lot of water, you're gonna feel more hungry. But most of the time when you're hungry, you're kind of just thirsty. So just drink a lot of water throughout the whole day, and you're gonna feel way less hungry. You're not even gonna be hungry after drinking a bunch of water right in the morning. That's what I do. Hydrate, drink a bunch of water. Then I instantly start walking. After I take the cold shower, do my 40 push-ups, post it on my story, post my physique on my story, post my 40 push-ups on my Instagram story. Then I walk for 8 to 10,000 steps, make reels, make YouTube videos while I'm doing that. Then 1 p.m. comes around, eat. I'm only eating like 2 meals a day, my pre-workout and my post-workout, and that's basically it. My pre-workout, you want to eat most of your carbs, most of the carbs you're going to eat for the whole day as your pre-workout. And after you finish eating, you want to wait at least an hour and 30 minutes before you work out, before you start warming up and work out. That way, you're going to get the best pump ever because you're going to wait till your carbs digest and you wait until they digest and your muscles are full of glycogen, and you could use that glycogen while you're working out for energy, and you're going to be the strongest you've ever been. You're going to feel the best. You're going to feel the strongest. You're going to have the most energy by using those carbs as energy and waiting until you digest them, until you don't feel bloated after an hour and 30 minutes after eating that. And you're going to be the strongest. You're going to feel the best. And you're going to look the best because you're going to get the best pump. You're going to be the biggest. But that's what I do every single time after I eat my pre-workout meal, my carbs. Most of my carbs wait at least an hour and 30 minutes. If it's a really big meal and I feel really bloated after, I wait 2 hours, but an hour and 30 minutes most of the time. Right before I leave to the gym and my house, I take a pinch of sea salt and a tablespoon of raw honey. Best pre-workout ever. Natural, and you get the best workout, best pump, energy, everything. Then while I'm working out, I drink a whole bunch of water, and I'm sweating a bunch because I'm training to failure every single set, training super hard, tracking my workouts on how much I did last time and trying to beat that every single time, progressively overloading. And when I leave the gym, I only take like an hour in the gym. If it's really packed, that's the only time I take more than an hour. But you shouldn't be more than the gym than an hour if it's not that packed. If it's really packed, then you can't really do anything about it. But it's going to take a little bit longer if it's packed. But an hour training every single set to failure, training super hard, sweating a bunch, breaking a sweat. And then when I get out, go back home, before I eat and after post-workout, you want to eat your highest protein meal of the day. But before I do that, I eat a tablespoon of raw honey to spike my insulin before I eat the highest protein meal of the day. So when you spike your insulin before eating a high protein meal post-workout, when you spike your insulin, what that does, and then you eat your food, more of that food is going to go towards your muscle than your fat. Because that's how it works when you spike your insulin and then you eat it. And you're going to recover faster. You're going to build more muscle. More of that food is going to go more towards your muscle than towards your fat because you spiked your insulin before. So I do that before I eat every single post-workout meal. Then that's basically the whole day. I get back to work and that's basically the whole day. Eat my pre-workout, do what I said, then spike my insulin before I eat my post-workout. Then, and after I eat every single meal, which is only 2 meals, I walk right after, at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes digestion walk after you eat every single meal, especially big meals. You don't want to lay down, sit down. When you walk right after you eat, you increase your insulin sensitivity and you increase your metabolism by doing that, and your blood sugar doesn't spike as high. So you're going to be burning more fat by getting those steps and be burning more fat and building more muscle easier because you're going to be increasing your insulin sensitivity and you're going to be increasing your metabolism. So it's going to make it easier to lose fat and build muscle. So walk after every meal you eat at least 10 minutes. Me, I walk more just to hit the steps. But only the 2 meals I'm eating for the day, I walk at least 10 minutes after eating that. Post-workout meal, finish eating, I walk. Then pre-workout meal after eating that hour and 30 minutes that I wait. Since I'm hitting a bunch of steps for the day, it's not on a cut. I just walk that whole hour and 30 minutes, easy. And sometimes when I'm in the gym, when it's kind of packed and I have to keep kind of changing my workout because there's a bunch of people there and I have to wait. Literally in the gym, I literally walk like almost 3,000 steps while in the gym. Most of the time I walk like 2,000, just walking around, like looking for the machines, asking people, how many sets you got left? I bet I'm gonna go over here. But that's walking steps during the day. And then I walk after my post-workout and then I go to sleep. The one thing I do to go to sleep good, I take magnesium glycinate an hour before I go to sleep. An hour before I go to sleep, I don't use my phone. Cut out all blue light. Cut out your laptop, your computer, your phone. So that you actually, because when you consume blue light before you go to sleep, it stops your brain from producing melatonin and it's going to make it way harder for you to go to sleep. Either wear some blue light blocking glasses, those orange glasses, or just don't use your phone at all. And before I go to sleep, take a warm shower because I just worked out and I don't want to be sweaty and have my bed sheets sticking to me. I want to be clean, smooth, fresh so I can sleep way better. And when you take a warm shower before, you just feel way better. I think you produce more melatonin, and it makes your body easier to sleep when you take a warm shower before you go to sleep because it makes your internal body temperature colder, and that makes you sleep better. And you want your room to be colder too. You want your body to be colder. You're gonna sleep way better, stay asleep longer, and you're just gonna sleep way better. But that's what I do before I go to sleep. Sometimes I read a book. You see the stack of books right there. Sometimes I read a book before going to sleep, and I have see that light attached to the book? That's like a red light. So I click on it. And it has like a red light on it. So then I'm not, because also these lights in my room, those are also like have the same effect as blue light. So those disrupt your sleep too. So before, if I'm going to read a book, I just turn off the lights in my room, and then I use that red light on my book, and I lay in bed and read a couple pages. My goal is to read like 30 minutes a day before I go to sleep, and then that really puts me to sleep. Turn off the light and go to sleep, and then wake up 6 a.m. next day and restart everything that I just said. 6 a.m. wake up, walk, fast till 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Drink a whole bunch of water so you're not hungry. And when you fast to 1 p.m., it's really easy to not be hungry the rest of the day. Sometimes if you eat earlier in the day, you're going to be hungry for the rest of the day. But it's really easy to just fast to 1 p.m. most days, honestly. And you want to eat a whole foods diet. Me right now, I'm eating just animal based. So I'm eating eggs, beef, fruit, honey, and that's basically it. When you eat like that, you're going to feel so like satiated. You're not going to feel hungry at all, because when you eat a bunch of protein and a bunch of fats, that keeps you full way longer than just eating a bunch of carbs or eating some bullshit, because it's protein and fats and it's real food. It's real whole foods. That keeps you way more satiated, way more full than other foods. Sometimes I even struggle even when I eat at 1 p.m. Sometimes when I'm eating here my last post-workout meal, sometimes I really struggle to get it down and just finish it, because it's so satiating and it just fills you up so much more than some bullshit junk food that you could just eat so easily, because it's so addicting and so like, I mean, it's so easy to eat because it is addicting, and it doesn't fill you up that much, and it makes you even hungrier. That's why it's so easy to eat animal based and not be hungry. That's why I eat my post workout meal. Most of the time it's like a pound of beef. Yesterday it was like 2 pounds of beef. But eating that, I really struggled to finish it. Like, I was really full at the end. I was kind of eating even after I was full, because I just needed to finish it and hit my protein for the day. Literally, if you eat like that, animal based, you fast to 1 p.m., you drink a bunch of water, you are not going to be hungry, and you're going to shred fat and build muscle. You train super hard, you track your workouts, you're going to build muscle, you're going to lose fat, you're going to feel way better, your test is going to go way higher, your energy is going to feel way higher, and you're just going to perform so much better. I get way less brain fog now that I've switched to eating to animal based. Even if I'm bulking, still way less brain fog than when I was eating the typical bodybuilder fitness diet where you eat like protein shakes, oats, and bulk shakes, whey protein shakes that have a bunch of ingredients in them that really give you that brain fog and fuck up your flow in the day and make your brain slower, make you think slower than when you drink or when you eat whole foods and drink only water, take honey. You're gonna perform way better, build more muscle, and lose more fat. Yeah, if you want more value or questions about what I do, questions about if what you're doing is right, go to my Instagram, DM me, and I'm posting every single day on my Instagram. I'm posting 10 to 15 stories a day, every single day, documenting what I'm doing, giving you guys value on mindset, fitness, business, whatever, and what I'm going through every single day and how I'm overcoming that on the cut to 8% body fat without tracking calories. And I'm also getting into posting more reels a day. I want to post at least a reel a day. I want to get to posting like 4 reels a day right now because I'm really trying to grow my Instagram. I only have like 58 followers and I have 50 subscribers. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something new, got some value from it. Actually apply it so that you actually make progress and take action toward your fitness goals to get jacked, shredded, jacked and lean, whatever. Literally, it feels so much better when you're actually making progress every single week toward your goals, and you get so much more motivation from it. When you go to the gym, you look in the mirror, you pull up your shirt, and you actually see abs, and you're getting leaner every single time. You go to the gym, you're stronger every single time you go to the gym. I wake up and I look in the mirror and I look more shredded, I look leaner, I look better, and I'm stronger. That gives me so much more motivation to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm making progress from it. Feels so like good when you're actually making progress every single day and you know you're doing the right stuff to hit your goal. Because that motivation comes from the progress that you're making. That's where motivation comes from. If you're doing something consistently and you're not making any progress from it, you're going to lose motivation doing it because you're not making any fucking progress doing it. If you were making progress every single week in the gym, getting stronger, building more muscle, and getting leaner, you would have all the motivation in the world to stick to your diet, stick to eating those foods, stick to that workout plan because you're making progress from it. That's how you get motivation, from making progress, making those tiny progress every single day, and that equals to a bunch of progress every single month, bunch of progress every single week, bunch of progress every single year. But thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. Hope you got value from this, and see you guys in the next one.